At the core of the encounter in Battleship, we've identified a planet that's a little bit closer. It's 4 million light years away, which is not particularly far. And we send a signal out, and that signal gets a response. And they come in the form of almost a recon group. They don't come intending to be violent. We actually start the fight, and they then engage. Hopper is the younger brother of a lieutenant commander in the Navy, and that's Alex Skarsgård, and Hopper is Taylor Kitsch. He's a guy who just hasn't found it yet. He hasn't found his speed. He hasn't found the right gear. He's out of work. He's not a bad guy, but certainly not a very squared away guy. Not a guy who seems to be on any kind of track to success. He gets himself into some trouble trying to impress a girl early on in the story, and is forced by his brother to join the Navy, which he does kind of very reluctantly. And during the course of the film, he kind of finds out what he's truly made of. We were afforded this luxury of the cooperation from the military, and to me it wasn't just the luxury of having the assets, these ships, but to be able to have access to the real men and women who understand how to use this equipment, who speak in a language that's almost foreign to us, the way the military can talk, and the acronyms, and the ways in which they talk and orient themselves and communicate with each other. To have it, you know, sometimes it worked better to have actors come in and do that, but for the more complicated emotional sequences. But as far as just average naval sailor fighting the ship, you can't beat these real sailors. We put out a feeler to her representatives, and see if she was interested in acting, and we heard she was. And then she came into the office. I said, just have her come in by herself, just very natural. And she came in. She had short brown hair, a pair of jeans, sneakers. She did not look like the Rihanna that I think we've all seen in certainly music videos. And she was fun and smart and had an actor's spirit of play. She wanted to try different things and try different accents and different approaches. And we just literally, for a couple of hours, just kind of improvised. And she was as spirited and up for it as any actor that I'd ever worked with. Well, the design came from, again, the idea that if there was a planet that had a similar environment, a similar climate to ours, that the residents of that planet may be somewhat similar to us. And so that was the initial idea, that we wanted to create an alien that felt as though he came from some environment that felt relatable. So these aliens communicate, they have emotions, they have clear thought processes, they're able to function in our atmosphere more or less. But we tried to create something that felt relatable to a human.